but dudes written's a product of my shrewd penning. Confused in it, I'm saying I've chewed mics to a crew likes delusions, exuberant mic.
All right, let's talk about AEW Dynamite from August 26th, 2021. A little programming note, assuming this is true. I saw a story that says that AEW will now be taping Dark from Universal Studios in Orlando. Assuming this is true, this is very interesting because Universal Studios is owned by NBC. So NBC is going to literally be hosting the competition in one of their theme parks. That's interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. I don't see how. I'm pretty sure they don't care, and I think that probably tells you right there that maybe the NBC's buying WWE thing might not happen. But turning Dark into a studio show is probably for the best. That way, you don't have to pay all these wrestlers to travel. You can just keep a certain number of guys in Orlando or in Florida to do Dark, and there's always, indie wrestlers floating around anyway, because they're always trying to, either they're going to the Performance Center or coming from the Performance Center or whatever. I think isn't the Nightmare, I think it's in Atlanta, right? The Nightmare Dojo, whatever the fuck they calling it. But just a little interesting thing that if they are going to be taping in Orlando, it's going to be NBC that's going to get paid for it. So I wonder if AEW thought about that, or does anybody care? Because NBC is huge and owns a lot of different properties. So maybe they didn't even think that far ahead. All right, so let's talk about the actual show. Jurassic Express lose to the Lucha Brothers because Phoenix pinned Luchasaurus. There was no interest for the Lucha Brothers. But the Young Bucks got an entrance. Even though they didn't get a full entrance, they stopped at the ramp. So this match was exactly what you thought it would be. Jungle Boy did a lot. He did very, very well. Phoenix stole the show with all of his incredible stunts and jumps and everything. He walked the second rope at one point and did a Hurricane Rana off the top rope, tossing Jungle Boy into the pile. It was tremendous stuff. He's a great athlete. When he's not botching and fucking everything up, he's a great athlete. But at the same time, these guys just can't help themselves outside of fucking up what they got, something good. Canadian Destroyer on the ring apron. Why? Why did you need to do that? Canadian Destroyer on Luchasaurus, who kicks out at 1. Ugh. Anyway, Jurassic Express lose, even though that's where the money is. I'm not saying this because I'm a mark for Jungle Boy or anything like that, but the story clearly is that the Young Bucks use a lot of outside help to win their matches, right? They recently lost to Jurassic Express because of people interfering in their matches. The steel cage keeps people from interfering in their matches. Why not have Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus win the tag team championships in a cage match? Why not? Why did the Lucha Brothers win? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. They're not in a story with the Young Bucks. This is where WWE does the smart thing. Even though the Jurassic Express just lost, WWE would have absolutely doubled down and had them wrestle again, because the story wouldn't have changed. It would have been like, okay, now this time it's different. This time you can't have all these people doing run-ins. This time it means something. And AEW, trying to avoid we don't want to have a bunch of rematches, put in the Lucha Brothers in a cage match where it doesn't make sense. Now, is this going to be the better match, Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks? Probably, because they're going to do every stunt imaginable off this cage. They're going to jump off this cage 100 million times. They're going to blow your load within the first hour of All Out, because they're going to go out there and do everything. They're going to do a Canadian Destroyer from the top of the cage. They're going to set each other on fire. And then by the time Jericho's match comes up, everybody's going to be like, Jericho's wrestling backwards. He's so slow because these guys went out there and did everything on planet Earth. This made no sense. Jurassic Express should have gone over. And Jurassic Express should have won the tag team titles and the cage match. Because he can't cheat. So, whatever. I'm putting more thought into it than Tony Khan did. And he claimed he'd been writing these shows for 30 years or some shit. Man, shut up. There was a vignette for Darby Allin and CM Punk where CM Punk just said the same thing all over again. If I was 15 years old, Darby Allin would have been my favorite wrestler. He's punk rock. I'm like, man, shut up. I was told that Darby and Punk were going to talk on this episode. Didn't happen. That's 3 weeks that's 3 episodes of AEW combined. Well, 2 straight, where CM Punk was actually advertised, and they blew it here. Wanted to get mad about this, but Miro came out beating up Fuego del Sol. He beat up Fuego del Sol for accepting something he had not earned, and said that he would forgive him, but first he had to unmask him. So he snatched his mask and kicked him in the face. This led Eddie Kingston to come down to the ring, and they fight. A couple of big chops from Kingston. Get a T-bone suplex. And then there was 100 referees came in there to separate these guys. I really, really liked this. I enjoyed this. These are just 2 tough guys doing tough guy shit. Not much of a story here, but far more heat here than it is in that Darby Allin and CM Punk feud. There's almost no heat in that feud. The feud is literally over nothing. It's not even really a feud. It's just a match that they set up to happen. Tainara Conti wrestling the Bunny. The Bunny wins as the Blade passed her some brass knuckles. The Bunny also didn't get an entrance. Whatever. Tay Conti, I kept hearing about people rave about how good she is now. I will say her selling has improved. But you can still tell that, part of it was her WWE training and so much of how she set up her moves and different things like that. You can tell that she had that performance center training. And, you can tell. Especially when she did the comeback. You can tell that was a WWE had put that in her brain, how to do her comebacks. She did 3 straight running pump kicks to the Bunny, who has got to be a grand total of 115 pounds. If you pump kick a woman and she doesn't go down, it's a problem. If you pump kick a woman in the face 3 times and she doesn't take a bump, something is wrong. These are little things that people overlook. She did a running pump kick 3 straight times unanswered. Think about that. You just buried it. She must be made of titanium. It makes no sense. Penelope Ford came down to the ring to distract Tay Conti. So now we're told that the Bunny and Penelope Ford are going to be compatriots in this battle royal. And whatever. The crazy thing here is they said if Tay Conti was on a 15-match winning streak, and this is how they broke her 15-match winning streak. Not against the champion in a title shot, but against the Bunny. She breaks her 15-match winning streak. This is stupid. It's stupid. This is dumb. Even more dumb. There was a vignette for Hobbs and Cage. There's not much to say about that. Then there was Kenny Omega, Mark Henry, and Christian. They were cutting a promo in which Kenny Omega said that a one-winged angel will send the fans home happy. And Don Callis called Cutler a no-talent dipshit or something like that. Christian, of course, said that he beat Kenny Omega once, he could beat him again, and that, any BS about being injured is just more carny Don Callis BS. So they have the match, Frankie Kazarian and Cage, Christian Cage, versus Kenny Omega and Steve, and is his name Steve Cutler, Don Cutler, Dave Cutler, Richard Cutler, Brandon Cutler, that's his name. So Cage pins Cutler because Omega walked out on him. All the fops are outside the ring. So you got Michael Nakazawa and Cutler dancing. Cutler is dancing in the ring and doing dab, elbow drops. He didn't even take this match seriously. Why was this the main event? There was nothing serious about this. Once I saw that Brandon Cutler was his partner, his match was a foregone conclusion. There was nothing about this that was a big deal. The only thing is, it's easier to watch than Dynamite because there's less of it. This show wasn't good. You know, this show was not good. It didn't make me feel like I want to see All Out either. See, it made me want to watch Eddie Kingston versus Miro. I do want to see that, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen at All Out. The tag team match did a lot. The guys worked hard. They did all the bumps in the world, but the wrong team won, and therefore I was taken out of it. I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish here. You know, I don't see why Christian is wrestling Kenny Omega the week before the show. Next week they announced already that Darby Allin's going to be wrestling Daniel Garcia, and I don't know why that's happening because they just had a match, and that's the night before this guy is going to be wrestling CM Punk. There really is no point to this. There's no benefit to be had to even have him on the show, outside of you think that he's a draw. You think he's going to draw people to the show, which may or may not be true. More than likely, it's not true. All right, so that's AEW Rampage for August the 26th, 2021. At least the hour goes by fast, but there is not much there in the long run. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, donate. If you don't have anything to say, just leave the number 1 in the comment section. Just to boost this thing on the algorithm. Leave a letter or a number. I would just respond with the letter or the next letter or number. And let's just boost this thing to help the channel grow. But thank you guys for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.